morning. It's just before midday on Tuesday the 21st of May, and I would confidently predict that this has been the best day of the year so far. The temperature at the moment is around about 18, which is what the BBC predicted. I would say they're not far off, if not slightly warmer. Certainly here, sat on the Royal Harbour here in Margate, I beg your pardon, Ramsgate, it's absolutely glorious, and it's dead still, and it's a Tuesday, and I've got quite a nice walk in front of me. But let me start by saying what I've been up to over the last few days. And first of all, yesterday I had an appointment at Academy FM, and this is what happened. So Chris, how long have you been working here?
I've been working here for 2 years. It's a community radio station which is a charity as well, so it's something that really brings something to the local community. It's a real community radio station.
Yes. And how many listeners do you get? Have you got figures on that?
It's very difficult to tell, but on average, in a day, within 15-20 minutes, we can have 40 or 50 callers. Yeah. So there is a lot of people actually listening. We don't actually come up on something called radar because we're not a big enough station.
Right.
But we do get a really, really good support from the local community.
Well, that's brilliant, because I just get the feeling that there's a really good local community here. Now, as I was saying, Deal especially, that I was knocked out with everybody seems so switched on into being like really sociable and really friendly, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think one of the things is also with seaside towns, they've suffered over the years, but they're making a comeback. I think more and more people now are visiting seaside towns or holidaying in seaside towns, and places like Thanet, we've got Margate, Ramsgate, Broadstairs,
yes.
And Margate was a deprived seaside town. It's now coming back. We've got the Turner Contemporary Art Gallery, and we've got a lovely area now of contemporary shops and things like that. So it is a nice place, but it's all down to the local community to make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. Well, best of luck with that, and I wish you and your radio every success.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim.
This is Bob Mower, and I take it you're like the kind of main man around here then?
I'm what's described as a station manager of Academy FM.
Yes.
And so all of this is my domain.
Right.
And with the help of all these people, like David Stringer and Mike, and
yes.
I think 33 volunteers we've got now that all volunteer, and we're live from 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning till some nights 10 o'clock.
Right.
So we are, we're at it almost, and this radio station is open 24 hours a day.
So this is Dave, who's the newsreader here. Dave, is that right?
That's right. Yes, I do the news, and then because the breakfast show is busy and we like to lift people up in the mornings, we have a bit of fun with the birthdays and a quiz about what happened on this day.
Yes.
So what happened on this day, Academy FM 2019, was that Jim Hawkins visited us, your first radio station, I hear.
Yes.
And it's been an absolute treat, Jim. We were sorry to hear that after 400 days, give or take, walking and 3,000 miles, that you had a pain in your leg. Yes. And we've been delighted we've been able to get a doctor's surgery to look after you.
Well, I can't
without
thank you
hours in
A&E. It's so kind of you to go to that amount of trouble, and I really, really appreciate it. You're a wonderful guy. Thank
Jim,
you
your story on air was absolutely fantastic. It's been inspirational. We've had loads of calls from listeners saying how touched they were by the story. Really? So absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Jim, for coming.
Thank you very much indeed, Will. You're a real gentleman.
Great to meet you, man. Great to meet you.
Thank you. So, as you saw, the guys down there at Academy FM, really lovely people, fantastic, really enjoyed it. And I'd like to sincerely thank David, who was the guy who's the newsreader, who fixed me up with an appointment with his doctor at 5 o'clock in Broadstairs. And so, having been back again to Martin Mill to book the campsite for last night, just in case the doctor said you've got to stop walking for a day or two, I thought it's probably a good idea to book a site in advance, and after 5 o'clock that would have been impossible. It meant a bit of running about, but it was well worthwhile. And the doctor couldn't really do much, to be honest, apart from confirm that I'd got a very swollen ankle and leg, but he said that it looks as if it's improving, and I've got fluid, a lot of fluid, and so to sleep if I could with my leg elevated, which I tried, and it does feel an awful lot better this morning, and I'm going to give it a risk of walking 8 miles from here right around the coast on the coastal path up to Margate, which I reckon is about 8 miles. I reckon it's maybe a 2 to 3 hour walk, but I'm in absolutely no rush. I've got all day to do this, and if I feel in any doubt whatsoever that I'm going to make a bigger problem for myself, I'll be jumping on the number 33 bus and coming back to here. As I said, it's a glorious morning, and I've got all the time in the world, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this. I've put some sun cream on my head because it's very warm already, being midday, and I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a nice, easy walk, and I'm not quite sure who I might bump into, but I'm going to try and get talking to 1 or 2 interesting people if I can. So, having spoken to Ralph last night, who was very buoyant and very happy with himself, I'm obviously going to say to you, if Ralph was here, he would say, "Here we go." It's about 1 o'clock now, and we're still in front of these lovely white cliffs, and there's a slight delay because we've got to the point where you can walk along the beach, but the tide is still going out, and we've got about another 10-15 minutes to kill, I would think, something like that. And so it's given me a great opportunity to talk to these lovely people that I've met. And this is Annie.
Hello.
And this is David, and what fabulous people they are. And I mean, I was just explaining to you, I like to talk to people, you know, that I meet, and interesting people, and I think certainly you two fit that bill quite nicely.
Surprise,
and,
surprise.
We was talking about adventures and stuff, David. I mean, you've been telling me about some of the things that, if you can just tell me briefly again, the big adventure that you made across the...
Yeah, I hitchhiked to India, from England to India in 1969.
Yes.
Lived in, I've done a lot of hiking around America.
Yes.
Yosemite, Sequoia Forest, redwoods.
Wow.
So I appreciate what you're doing because I know what it's like. It's a beautiful experience.
Yes.
At the moment, I've moved from Miami to to Ramsgate.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of biding my time and seeing
Right.
the next move.
Yes.
I don't tend to stay in.
You're just on hold a little
I'm
bit.
on hold at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment,
Well, that's
yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough. Well, I'm sure you'll find.
Well, I just
somewhere.
live from day to day. And
Yeah.
see what happens. And
What else
Well,
is
it's
there?
a similar thing with me, really. At the moment. You know, I mean, you know, the whole thing of the way this walk started and the way it's finished up. I mean, apart from doing the walking and everything else, it's been. It certainly has been an adventure. Apart from all the things I've seen and all the places, you know, it's just been like stepping onto the yellow brick road, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Fantastic.
been
out of
quite-
curiosity, how much plastic have you encountered on your way?
in terms of what
On the
Oh,
beaches
yeah.
and on
Oh,
the,
right, yeah.
and
Well,
on the,
there was some massive cleanups that I've actually passed where the local residents have gone out and doing it. But I noticed in walking down the coast from Dover up to Deal that there was a hell of a lot there. Somebody's put loads of stuff on the fence to advertise more or less the kind of situation it is, but it must be the way the tide is, where some places.
well, that's Dover over there. That's just round that corner. That's Deal,
Yes.
right across from that
Yes,
bay there.
There they seem to go a lot.
yeah, so it's jutting out into the channel.
That's right.
Therefore, it must be getting some kind of,
Yes,
plus
yeah.
all the ships that go by.
Yes, absolutely.
Dump stuff over the side. Which is,
But in Whitstable there is a clean-up, and it's there
Yes.
to advertise that it's a plastic-free kind of zone, but that's only because of the people, you know,
Yes.
not because of any organisation. It's
Yes.
people power and more
Well,
people
yeah.
are aware of the
Yeah, but
situation.
it occurred to me though that I mean, when I say people, it's obviously people on the boats who are chucking it over the board.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think
Yeah.
people
not
come along and
necessarily.
chuck
I don't know
it. Yeah,
if it's that.
I don't know.
Companies maybe
It's also
as well.
coming out of rivers, like you've got the River Thames out here, which comes out and that's
Yes.
flushed out through the rivers,
Yes.
and it comes off up onto the beach. I mean,
Yes.
it's coming over from France, Holland. Well,
Yeah.
actually, France and Holland are probably more environmentally aware than we are.
Yes.
Because I see. Yesterday we picked a bottle up off the beach that had been broken in Whitstable.
yeah.
Been broken. It was jagged edges. Was
Sticking
Yes.
out.
was sticking up, and it was
Yes.
on the beach.
I think that's what it takes. I think if everyone can be just a bit of conscious of what's
Yes.
going on around them, and if everyone
Yes.
sort of helps, then you know,
Yes.
it's not going to be bad, is it?
I know David Attenborough's making a really big thing
Yes,
about it,
absolutely.
and
We
watched
raising
it the other night,
you know,
yeah.
raising the
Awareness.
ante really, and
Mm.
the awareness of it, and I think that's very good because, I mean, everybody likes David Attenborough and his programmes, don't they?
Well,
over
they
the years,
respect
and
him, and
yeah,
they, you know, it's
he's
him and his team that have brought us, you know, stuff
complete
to watch.
statesman.
And,
I notice
Okay.
looking at you at the moment, Annie, I can see a reflection of myself. So if anybody's thinking why has he got that hat on, the sun is so strong
Yeah.
while we're just in this little corner.
got a woolly
and
hat.
I'm just a bit worried about
Yeah, but-
burning my head.
Yes,
you know,
do not get
you
burned.
don't want to be doing
Yeah.
that.
it's a long while since I've worn a hat in this sunshine. I've been praying for this weather, and but look, it's been a real pleasure meeting
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
you know,
too.
it's
you,
been,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been
We
wonderful.
should check
I
you
don't-
out and follow your movements.
That'd be very
and see
nice.
where you're going.
That'd be very
and,
nice. And-
everything.
Yeah, and if I don't know, I will be walking through Whitstable. Maybe we could meet up for a coffee or something.
Well, I
or-
never know.
or-
I tell you what to look out for. There's an artist, local artist called Catman,
Yes.
and he's very much does similar art to Banksy. You know, he
Yeah,
just doesn't
yeah,
do
yeah.
art. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
brilliant at. He actually has got a statement. So just by the Duke pub on the corner, there's a charity shop. You've got to look out for this.
Yeah.
And he's done a drawing called Catman, and it's a drawing of time.
An hourglass.
An hourglass, and
Yes.
at the top there's half the world kind of halfway down, and
Yes.
then you go through the channel, you know, through the
Right.
stem bit of the hourglass that he's painted, and the bottom half is full of plastic, which is brilliant art, brilliant statement,
Yes.
but so sad, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
about time we all kind of like
Yeah.
stepped up, and
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I
there
agree.
are a few places now in Canterbury as well where you can, you know, buy things not in plastic. So
Yes.
I think people are waking up.
I think people are waking up, definitely.
You
have to.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
We have to wake up, otherwise it's.
Great.
Nice to
Then-
meet you both.
Yep, nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Okay, and I know we haven't sort of split up yet. We're going to walk along this beach together, and then
Take our shoes off,
and,
probably.
and yeah, I'd have a look at it.
Yeah, we probably have to take the shoes off.
Cheers now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right, well, this is Joseph, and you say you're a beginner as such.
Yeah,
you're having
beginner.
a go.
I haven't really started playing too long, but I've been playing for a little bit. So
Yeah. Oh well, let's have a listen.
Well, I've been looking for someone to put out in my bullshit. I can't even leave my bedroom, so I keep pouring. And I ain't seen the light of day since, but that's not important. It's been long. And I was feeling Whitney, me and my homies sipping Houston. Cars and clothes thought I was winning, you know I was losing. They tried to wake me up, but my clock always stays on snoozing. I'm done.
Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Nona. Big South, past hour 10, but you know what you get hip to this time. Well, that was a nice little break with two lovely people, Amy and David, and the guy we met playing the guitar. We were actually waiting for the tide to go out so that we could walk along the beach, because there was probably about a 300-metre walk, and we thought the tide was going out, and having watched it for maybe 10-15 minutes, we discovered that the tide was coming in. So we aborted that idea, and so they've gone for a paddle and I'm going to press on. But what lovely people, you know. Again, you step out with this blank canvas and you always get somebody to put in the colours and the shades for you. It's great, isn't it? Absolutely, absolutely madness. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Well, this is quite an amazing coincidence. Where this is Linda, and this is John. We're just walking along. I'm going one way and they're going the other. And John said, "We met you last year in Wales."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be about. What time of year was it? Can you remember, John?
It'll be from May to June time. I can't really remember.
Right, so it'd have been early on.
Yeah,
Would it have been probably Lynn Peninsula, somewhere like that, right up in the north?
It would be, yeah, it would.
It would have been about that time,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah.
Well, how lovely to meet you again. And I remember you telling me you was from Mansfield, because
Yeah.
I think we were talking about the football and stuff, and that
Yeah,
Mansfield
that's true,
Brewery
yeah.
is like, that's all over the north now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you doing then? Are you all right?
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
You certainly get around then, don't
Yeah,
you?
we go off to, where we're going next? Can't remember.
Wales.
Yeah, we're off to South Wales, yeah.
South Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm actually there.
North Wales.
Yeah, no, I'm heading back up north as soon as I turn this corner.
Oh no, this is in
Oh, right.
August time.
Oh, right.
September,
Yeah. But it's a glorious day, isn't it? This wind seems to be picking up a bit
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But it's
Still warm though,
Still
okay,
lovely,
yeah.
isn't it? That
Yeah.
easterly wind's gone, that's the
Yeah,
main.
yeah.
Lovely to meet you, John.
Lovely, yeah.
Isn't it lovely that lightning can strike twice, can't
I'm
it?
looking for that. Did you put that one up with the seagulls?
Yes, I think I did. I mean, I usually put everything on that I
Yeah,
film. You know,
yeah, I couldn't
unless
find
it's-
that one, yeah.
Unless it's rubbish. But yeah, there's every single day. 230 days, I think I've got on there now.
Yeah.
And
I've looked at quite a lot, yeah.
yeah, I've been walking. Well, I've done over 3,000 miles now, and I've been walking for 13 months. But it's still going well.
Yeah, it's doing well, yeah. Still got your little van thing.
Yeah.
Camper,
Still got me camper.
Yeah. Because that's on film, isn't it?
Yes.
Every now and again,
Yeah. I bumped into Jen and Peter, and we're not far from Broadstairs now. And you were telling me, Peter, that you've come up on the train from where?
From London to
From London.
Broadstairs, and then a wonderful walk along to Ramsgate. Yeah.
You couldn't have
Couldn't
picked
be
a better
better.
day, could you?
That's right.
It's fabulous, isn't it? I reckon it's, the BBC said it was going to get to like 19 and 20 today, and I was wearing a hat earlier on because the sun was burning my bald patch. But you know, it's a fabulous day, and this wind is warm for a change, isn't it? It's not that biting easterly anymore.
Perfect, perfect for
absolutely
walking. Perfect.
So are you going far? Are you going to get through all the way through to Margate then, and then come back, do you think?
No.
No, Ramsgate will do us. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, Ramsgate. I get mixed up between. Yeah. Sorry, Ramsgate. Yeah, I remember going through Ramsgate many years ago. You might remember there used to be a Sally line. You could get a ferry from Ramsgate to, I think it was Dunkirk. And having seen Ramsgate today, there's all they've built this brand new road to the dock to bypass the town, but it's almost derelict and the ferry's finished. I wasn't aware of that, and I wondered if you remembered it. You know, it would have been in the late 90s, so I mean we're talking about 20 years ago, and it was quite a busy service, but it's gone. I was really surprised. Yeah.
I think it's getting more fashionable now, Ramsgate. There's some lovely houses now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are here. Look at this. I mean, some of these houses here. Now, when I walked up from Dover to Deal, along the tops of the White Cliffs, I reckon I've never seen so many millionaires' houses since I left Poole. You know, on the sandbanks. You know, it's an absolutely stunning area, isn't it? It's fabulous. So, whereabouts in London are you from? Anywhere nice? Or,
Highgate.
Highgate. Ah, right. Okay, so you're right in the middle almost, then, aren't you?
We're very lucky for green spaces there.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Kenwood House, Hampstead Heath.
Yes.
Waterloo Park. Beautiful.
Well, it's been very nice just saying hello, and I hope you enjoy your day. And if you gag in for a cup of tea, you've got about half a mile to go. It looks quite a nice little place, and it's in a shade and everything. So enjoy it.
Don't do us then.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
And you.
And you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sam's Bar, and your name is Robert. Lovely cafe you've got here. Just a quick hello. Thank you. And maybe a nice cup of tea. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers now.
Bye.
It's about 3 o'clock now, and I'm not entirely sure where I am, but I've just had a really nice cup of tea. I think we're in Broadstairs now, aren't you?
Broadstairs, yeah.
Just in Broadstairs. And I met these wonderful people. This is Barry and this is Trish. And you're from Bromley. And funny enough, my wife's called Trish and she's from Bromley as well. That's an amazing coincidence. I don't meet many people from Bromley. So what are you doing here today then,
We're
Barry?
just here for the day. We're just, nice weather, so we thought we'd come down here and catch a bit of sea air, and it's just lovely. It's beautiful today.
You got on the train to get down here?
Got the train from London, from Bromley.
Yeah.
Took about an hour and a little bit, and it's lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah, fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And I detect an Irish accent. Is
Yes,
that
I'm
right?
originally from County Limerick.
Oh, right.
But I've lived over here quite a few years, but I do come to the sea whenever I get a chance and the weather
You do a
is...
lot of this kind of thing then.
Whenever it's sunny like this, we hit the sea. We hit the seaside, should I say.
Yeah.
Kent's on it's the doorstep. Train down is it's handy. It's nice. It's very
fabulous.
Yeah.
I know we were just talking about Deal, and you were thinking of going there next weekend. I can highly recommend Deal and the people.
Well, we're
very friendly, very
find
nice.
out, and there's a Weatherspoons called the Norman Wisdom, so we're going to go down there in honour of him as well. Hopefully it'll be like this the weekend as well. So,
are you old enough to remember Norman Wisdom?
Huge fan. We have all his videos.
Oh, really?
Really? Box sets.
Oh, right. I remember him in the 60s. I mean, there was a lot of really good comedians and stuff around at that time, but there was a lot of like Charlie Drakes and I'm trying to think of the names of some of those people who Michael Bentine.
Peter Sellers, the Goons was the 50s.
His movies.
It's very interesting. Well, look, it's been just a quick hello. Pleasure to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Okay, Jim. Well,
and I hope if you don't enjoy Deal, I hope you don't send me a letter saying. No, but I can guarantee you will.
No, we will.
Yeah,
we will.
It's lovely, and we've got some really nice pubs, really nice people, tidy and everything. Get yourself to Sandwich as well.
When we're down, and we will as well.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Nice to meet you.
Good luck with your walk.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the
Brilliant
walking,
course.
Jim.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank
Bye
you.
now. Bye. Now this is Marion, and she's demonstrating the art of looking totally relaxed. Look at that. And this is what do we call this? A beach hut?
Beach hut, yeah.
This is fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice indeed. Thank you very much indeed. So I can see Broadstairs in the background, and I've met some more wonderful people. and this is
Andy.
Andy, and
This is
This
Josh.
is little Joshua.
And Caroline.
And Caroline.
Hello.
Well, it's a lovely coastline, this, isn't it?
Oh, it's
and you picked
beautiful.
a brilliant day to be here.
Yeah.
First time here, loving it.
Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And where are you from?
Well, from London now, we live in the city.
Right. Okay. So it's only a train ride, then, is it?
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah,
an hour and a
well,
half.
yeah, that's
Fantastic.
fabulous. Lovely to meet you.
Good to
too,
meet
sir.
you, and
Yeah.
good luck with your
Keep
journey.
in touch, and
Yeah,
thank you
will
very
do.
much.
Yes,
That'd be very
definitely.
nice.
Best of luck.
Cheers now. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. So this is David and Pam, and here we are in Broadstairs, and I've just been having a nice chat with them, and they really like this part of the world, and I must admit it's growing on me. Broadstairs is a wonderful place. So where are you actually from then?
We're from Essex,
Yes.
Grays, which is
Ah,
near the Dartford crossing.
Oh right, yes, so you're close to that. So this is relative to what I was talking about on me crossing the
Yes.
river at
Yeah.
Gravesend
That's it.
and across to Tilbury.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
right. I discovered the other day that someone was telling me that the reason they call it Gravesend is it's where they buried all the bodies from the
graves,
plague.
yeah.
That's
And
right.
that was the end of it. I didn't know that.
Well, Hiawatha, you know,
Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Yes.
Hiawatha, Pocahontas. Her grave is in Gravesend,
In Gravesend
Wow.
Cemetery.
near the ferry.
Fancy
Yeah,
that.
very near the ferry. But we've been coming down here, well, I have, since I was about 11.
Yes.
And
What about
for
sort of 10
holidays.
years sort of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wish. Hence the grey hair. No.
And the thing is, it hasn't changed.
No.
It's not changed in 50 years.
Yes.
It's a typical old-fashioned,
Yes. Yes.
family-orientated.
Yes.
That's why we
seaside
come
resort.
back.
Yes.
We keep coming back
Yes.
year after.
And now,
well,
we brought our children here. Now they bring their children.
Yes, well that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
amazing.
Isn't it a shame that Dr. Beechin did
Yeah.
such a swift chop
Yeah.
where nothing was left? Where can you imagine a steam railway coming out to a
Oh,
place like this now?
absolutely. Absolutely,
bringing millions of people in.
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah.
it was so short-sighted.
Yes, it was.
They didn't do it on the continent, but
No.
they did it here.
No.
But I, wherever I go, I like these steam railways. And I
Yeah.
was just talking about the Rolling Hive and
Yeah,
Dinsmore.
yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, I don't think you'd ever get anybody going to Dungeness.
No.
You know,
no.
I mean, Hythe's a nice
Oh,
place
Hythe's
on the coast.
lovely, yes.
But it's I wonder why they don't reopen some of these
Well,
lines.
it's so, as I say, it's so convenient for us. And we said last night, if it's nice tomorrow, shall we go down to Brooklyn? I don't hesitate. I
Yes.
love it down here.
Yes, yes.
I wouldn't necessarily move down here, but
Yes.
I just like to come
It's
and
nice for a day.
just get a good feeling when you get
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Lovely,
yeah.
lovely.
Well, look, it's been a real pleasure chewing
Yeah.
the fat with you for a while,
Yeah.
and it's just a brief meeting, but it's
Yeah.
been absolutely wonderful to meet you people.
Well,
Very nice indeed.
Pleasure to meet you. Wish you
all the
well.
best. This will be on YouTube tomorrow, and your grandkids will say, "Granddad's on YouTube." You know what I mean? That's going to be a bit of it. You beat them to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure
Lovely,
meeting you.
lovely
Wish
to
you
meet you.
very well.
Lovely
And
to
your
meet you.
wife.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's 5 o'clock now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this. This has been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely loved it, and the weather's been absolutely perfect. Met some really good people again. I seem to say the same thing every day, don't I? You know, once I step out onto this yellow brick road, you've got no idea what's going to happen, who you're going to meet, and the kind of scenery, and full of surprises. And this has been stunning, and I never expected it to be honest. With absolutely no disrespect to this part of the world, I expected it to be a lot more almost industrial. And the beaches have been absolutely wonderful. We've got rid of all that shingle and stuff and pebbles. Lovely beaches. Bear in mind it's a Tuesday, there's an awful lot of people around, and I can imagine on a weekend this being really busy. And spoke to a few day trippers who'd caught the train from London for just a day out, and you know, it's lovely to speak to these people. You know, it's like a different world to what I've been used to, really. And it's only a train ride from more or less anywhere this side of London to here, and it's only more or less an hour away, so you can understand why there's a big attraction. So it's been great, and I'm doing well. My leg has held up perfectly. I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. No pain whatsoever. It's fabulous. Love it. Absolutely love it. And so now I'm heading west, which is the first time since I left Land's End. And I'm walking now. You can see this on my right is the Thames estuary. You can see all the ships all lined up, all ready to go down the river at high tide. And I'm heading now for Gravesend, and then I'll be able to cross this river. And then I really will regard myself as being like on the home straight. So I'm feeling quite pleased with myself. And it's been such a great day, and I'm so pleased that I can carry on. I was getting really worried about what was going to happen with my leg, but it's funny as it seems to have almost healed itself overnight, and that's fantastic. I can keep on going. Well, I've calculated that I'm probably less than an hour now from Margate. Would you agree with me, ladies?
Yes.
Yes, and this is, sorry?
Teresa.
Teresa.
And Jan.
And do you both live locally then? Is this your part of the world?
I live in Broadstairs. Teresa lives a bit
I
further
live
around the coast.
in Deal, around the coast. Have you been there yet?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
The atmosphere there, everybody seems to be like really keen on making visitors welcome.
Yeah. Did you go up the end of the pier?
Yes, and I saw the guys who run the history thing, and I went to the Norman Wisdom and everything.
Good.
And, spent a bit of time there, and I met a woman who was one of my followers. She walked with me from the Zetland Arms.
Yep.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Back into Deal, and she's.
I was at the Zetland Arms last night.
Was you really? Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, for a walk, it was like this. It was beautiful.
Yes, and the people are just so friendly. It was really, really nice, and it was a nice walk up to Sandwich as well.
Yeah.
I call it that toilet next to the canal where a really nice lady there. It costs you 40p, but you get no end of brochures.
I don't know that one.
Oh yeah, she's fabulous.
Yeah.
And actually, there's three of them, but this woman I was talking to, I could have talked to her all day. She was such a lovely lady, and pensioner, and it was like supplementing her income a bit, but she really knew the place, and she had a fantastic personality. So Broadstairs, I've got to be honest with you, I was really impressed.
Oh, you like Broadstairs?
Yeah,
Broadstairs
I've never been on one. I've been there before, but not on the coastal
town.
Yeah,
walked up around the harbour.
Yeah. A lovely beach as well.
Oh, it's beautiful. There's
Isn't it?
lots of little beaches, lots of little coves.
Yes.
There's Viking, which is the main Broadstairs beach, and then I live by Stone Bay Beach, which is the next one to the left.
Yes.
And then there's 2 or 3 beaches going the other way towards Ramsgate.
Yes.
But they are all nice and sandy, of course, which my friend here has got stones on her beach. We've got
Deal's stony, isn't it? Pebbles, but it's still, stops it getting in your knickers when you go for a swim.
Oh, right. Well, I wouldn't know about that. But I must admit, I walked on the beach at Dungeness.
Yeah.
And that completely wrecked my ankles. I've had a bad leg for a week, and today is the first day that it's actually felt comfortable.
Yeah, no, it's walking on the
swollen
shingles.
up and everything. And
good for you though. It's good for your training.
Well, yes, but I mean Dungeness, you can't go to the inside of it, and there was like armed policemen and things wandering about. There must have been a security alert, so I had to walk on the beach, and it took me about 3 hours to walk that 2 miles. You know what I mean? And I was absolutely shattered by the end of it.
And it had I find out that way.
Pardon?
Very bleak, Dungeness.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I hope there's nobody from Dungeness tuned in, but why do people go to Dungeness? Apart
There's
from
a really,
the fact,
really good fish shop there.
There is a beautiful.
Oh, is there?
Really good fish, but it's all been radioactively enhanced.
But there's also there's a very nice pub called the Pilot, which does the most delicious fish.
Yeah, I went to the Pilot and had something to eat, and then I went on the railway. Instead of getting, I've got my camper van, and usually I do it where I get the camper van from A to B, and then I get a bus back from B to A. Well, that day I did it. I went to Hythe and came down to the full length on the train. And I'm a bit of an old-fashioned train spotter in my day. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, but I still like the steam engines and the smell and everything. It brings back many memories.
It does, because I was around in those days.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, lovely. I used to chase the steam when I was a kid.
Yes.
Try and get from one side of the bridge to the other, so that you could be in the steam as it went through you.
Yes. It's very nostalgic smell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, ladies.
Lovely to meet you too. Good luck with the rest of your walk.
Thank you very much indeed.
Take care.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, it's 7:30 now, and I've just boarded the train at Margate that's going to take me back to Ramsgate. It only means I've got about a mile to walk from the station to where my van's parked, so that's not too bad. It'll only take me about 20 minutes. I need to buy some beer, which is a very good reason why I've caught the train, so that there's several shops between the station and the where my van is, so I've got lots of options. I might even drop in for a pint as well. And then my intention is I'm going to try and edit as much of this as I possibly can tonight. I'll be sleeping where the van is now, on the seafront, which is quite a nice little place to sleep. Trouble is you get one or two cars passing there at like 60 miles an hour during the night, but I think I'm going to be sleeping well. The good news today is that I've had absolutely no pain whatsoever from my leg, which is quite a remarkable recovery. Last night I looked at my stats on Fitbit and I got a solid 7 hours sleep, which is pretty good actually, so I think that's done me quite good. Plus the fact, as the doctor suggested, I should have my leg elevated, so I slept, I got the van and got it sort of facing uphill, and so that it is quite a lot lower at the back end where my head is, and so that might have helped because the blood or the fluid or whatever would have flowed down my legs instead of the other way, which it normally does. So I'm really, really pleased. I'm expecting a phone call from a chap who phoned me last night. His name's John, and he writes to me on YouTube occasionally. He wants to come and walk with me. He's going to ring me later, or if not in the morning. I don't think I'll be starting until probably midday-ish by the time I finish the edit and get some sleep and get it loaded up onto YouTube. But I think that's a pretty good day's work, actually. Did all that washing this morning, tidied the van out, and did quite a lot of computer work, and then walked to here, and it's I think it's 13 miles I've done today, which is pretty good actually. I know it's there or thereabouts, so I'm very, very pleased with myself, and I'm looking forward to a beer. So I'll see you tomorrow.